I'm just gonna record my speech because I want to, because I wrote it. I took out time, but I will try to be as quick as possible because I know everyone wants to get to Aero Factory. I'm just standing here with like a really grateful heart, and I want to first thank every single teacher that taught my two boys and gave them a world-class education. I know, sorry for some of the Chinese teachers, like if you had to, some of you had both of them, so but I'm humbled and honored and privileged to work with all of you guys and have you guys teach my boys. Thank you for everything I've learned from you guys, for all the memories that I've made. I think it's been 15 of the greatest years of my life. I want to talk, I just want to be real with you guys, a little bit about myself, but more about the school, because you guys know I love the school. But in 2009, there was a teacher named William Brown. I think Jessica knows, but he came up to me one day and he said, "I have to talk to you." And I said, "Oh, sure, I know, and he said, the first thing he said is, I find you very annoying. And that's an interesting way to start a conversation. But he said, "I can see that students like you and that you really care about students. And this isn't an easy conversation for me, but I want to tell you how I feel so we can be better friends." It was right then and there that I learned that relationships are everything. When you're clear about your purpose and who you are, then you work towards transformation. I know I use this word and you guys are like, "Oh, here he goes on the spiel again." But transformation only happens after you have relationship, after you have engagement and communication. And if you read the MPPs, they're in every single room, and I know that you can see them here, but I've written a rap about the MPPs. I have a nice story poem, which nobody really makes it through when they listen to it. I've done a lot of different, I have a poster called The Journey and all that, but if you read it, you'll see that it tells us who we are as YSIS. We're a family, a community, and we respect each other and we have values. But all of this starts with relationships. We value people because everybody has gifts and talents, but all of it starts with relationships, and the community that we have fosters that. The identity is all laid out in the MPPs, and I've seen this type of relationship here in all the 15 years I've been there. But when you read the MPPs, here are some words that you don't see. You don't see the word status or budget, hierarchy, policy or procedure. You don't see People's Plus in there. Specific titles of leader, a dress code, or a code of practice, because all of these things only come after you've established relationship. Because relationships are what the identity is. And so sometimes you can see we suffer from sort of an identity crisis, because it's above all these things. When we have purpose and meaning, then that means we first invest in relationships. We don't talk about, "Oh, you need to log in and log out," because back in the day, nobody ever logged in and logged out. People were here for such a long time because they loved what they did, and people put them in positions. But now, I think one of the things that we got caught up in is that we look at problems and challenges, and we're like, "Oh, how am I going to face that?" But what we really need to do is focus on investing in relationships and focus on being supportive of each other, because relationships are hard work. I thought about this. Families, they don't have a schedule. You can't choose your family. You can't ignore a family member or report a family member to a higher up if there's a misunderstanding. You have to just talk it and work it out with a family. And my favorite memories of YSIS are all about relationships. Going on trips with people, with colleagues, relationships with students, and seeing them transform over time. So a couple questions I have for you, what is your relationship with your students? What is your relationship with your coworkers? Are you curious about your coworkers? Is there one coworker that really annoys you? And I know you guys are all looking at me right now. But it's easy to choose comfort over a tough conversation, or be curious about, do you know where these people come from, what they're passionate about? YCIS is authentic and caring. We're not a marketing firm or a hotel. We're in no way fake, but we're a family. We don't read from a script, although I am reading from a script now, but we transform with the heart. We need to get back to the heart, because that's the wellspring of life. It's where culture thrives. We got to get back to our identity. And so every one of you guys is a leader. Each of you has value, talents, gifts, but you're not leaders with power or status, but you're leaders who are here to serve. And what do? We serve the community. Don't forget your identity, because we all signed up to be educators because that's in our DNA. That's who we are. But remember, we're going to have to work hard for it. You're going to have uncomfortable conversations with people. But our main role here is to advocate for students. And things have gotten hard, but things are only going to get harder. But I believe in you, and I believe in YSIS, and I believe in this family, and I believe in this community. And I know it's going to be tough, just as it's been the last couple of years since COVID. But if you can't face this challenge, then what was it all for? Because you know what? Challenges are what brings character formation, which is also straight in the MPPs. It's when things are hard, that's when you remember it the most. So when I came here to YSIS, I was a nobody. But it was through my colleagues and focusing on students that I have my family right here. And I had to be right here, and if I was curious about people, curious about kids, asking questions about them, then I began to learn more about what they could do and how I could learn from them. And so I just want to say, don't forget what YSIS's identity is, which is laid out in every single room here. And focus on the students, get to know your coworkers better, and don't be distracted by the white noise around you. Focus on building solid relationships, because that's where the structure is created whereby character formation can take place. I just have some simple things that you can do to get us back to this community. Have your students come on time to the school in the right uniform, because they are ambassadors of YSIS. Make one rule, and that's respect, and then make that rule consistent. You want to see transformation in this place, that's what we do. Get back to our identity, to who we are, to the family, to the community that we are. And I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to you all, and I will spare you because I'm not going to sing you a song or a rap. I can do that later. I have a whole folder if you guys want some of my YSIS stuff. And you don't even have to pay me for it. I'll give it to you. So, thank you guys. I love you so much.